About somebody that is feeling like your happiness or your 10 of cups, your living situation, your family situation, or your romantic connection is something that makes them upset. So we could have some jealousy, someone wishing that they were your partner, or someone wishing that they were in your place. We could also have someone who is just like competitive with you and feels like they have to achieve things in their life before you do. So it could be like a sibling rivalry thing. But let's call in spirit with a little bit of wind chime chime. And I hope you're having a wonderful day so far. If you're interested in a personal reading, I would love to do one for you. My email address is wickedonestarot@gmail.com. It's in the description box for you, as is more information on how to become a member. Thank you to the current members. I do have some videos to post for the members today, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And I think we're going to start with the Metamuse. And maybe, sorry, I'm thirsty. All right. I do a lot of talking, you know? What else do we have? Yeah. So we had the 10 of Cups, right? This is like happy home, happy love, happy sense of belonging, right? And then we get the 10 of Cups from the next tarot deck, and it's in the reverse. Queen of Cups in the reverse, 9 of Pentacles in the reverse. This is someone who's coveting what you have. They see that you have a happy home or a happy family. They see that you've got a partner or a job that's reliable. There's something here about how you operate in your day-to-day that this person doesn't feel like they have access to or doesn't feel like they could have for themselves. So they're upset. This is someone who feels like they need to be in a relationship to be happy. I don't think they know how to like appreciate the single time. We have the 5 of Swords, 8 of Pentacles in the reverse, and the 7 of Wands. So this is a general reading. Keep in mind it will depend on your specific situation as far as how it actually plays out for you. For some of you, this is because you are able to afford a home, because you are able to be on your own, because you are able to not have to rely on others. And for others of you, this is someone who's upset with the situation because you are able to set up, or you have this, like, from what they can see, like magical home situation or relationship that they're jealous of. So it doesn't necessarily have to be the romantic element. It could be you just know how to, you know, make the most of the situation or not get stuck. So with the 7 of Wands, I feel like there is this situation approaching where you feel the need to defend yourself against somebody who wants to make you feel like what you have isn't so great, or might actually want to like take what you have and see if they can make it their own. 6 of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So what you have done differently is approach things with the right energy. I'm not saying you're perfect. I'm saying that if there was something that needed to be adjusted, or if you needed to, you know, work on something that someone called to your attention, you did that. This person who's jealous of you hasn't done the work or hasn't done, like taken the steps to get where they need to be. So they're jealous of you. They might feel like you have had this just kind of like handed to you. You didn't have to work that hard for it. But that's because they don't appreciate what kind of work actually goes into it. You know, when I think of successful gardeners, it's pretty easy just to think that it's like, oh, you like put a seed in the ground and then like you let nature do its work. Good job. But when you consider that a lot of gardeners have like their own little tips, things that they do to make sure that like they keep deer or rabbits away or whatever, all of those things lead to a successful crop, right? This person did not take those precautions to get the successful harvest. You have this harvest, whether that's relationship, a living situation, or your career, maybe even the fact that you have a family. They were not willing to put that dedication into it. with the Prince or the Knight of Swords in the reverse. This is like kind of reckless or immature energy. So the type of person who would, you know, have great hopes starting a new job, but then being consistent would be a struggle, and they wouldn't be able to fully take advantage of that opportunity because they didn't put their energy into it appropriately. What else do we have? Strength in the reverse, Seven of Swords in the reverse, and the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So this individual is selfish. They haven't put in the work. They have a tendency to feel entitled to things and wonder how it is that other people have things that they don't. So this could be someone who was maybe even an only child or was taught that they should get the best of everything, but they didn't really get taught the discipline side of those things. All right, this is the situations deck. What else do we have? We have racing, receipts, and obsession. So perhaps you have a new car, perhaps you're saving up for a new car. Maybe it's as simple as you have a better car. It doesn't have to be a car, but of course we have a pictured car here on this card. So it's about the money you're able to spend or the money that you earn, the comforts that you have in life, the fact that they've been running and avoiding from what they need to do is why they don't get the things that you get, but they're too focused on like what it is about you that you just like have everything handed to you. They don't see the mechanism, right? They don't see the connection to healing or being dedicated. Hello, EMS, how are you doing? Or Ems, I hope you're having a good day. Hello, Danny. What's going on? Yeah, see, they're not necessarily seeing what you actually did to get where you are or what you have been through in order to be able to have the things prioritized in your life that should be prioritized. They just feel like there's something here that automatically acts as a magnet and draws all the good stuff to you. And they're like, this isn't fair. I want some of those things. I should have some of those things. Why do you get all of them? So let's go with the Wild Reflections Tarot for this person who's a little jealous of you. What else do we have? We have the Fool in the reverse and Death. So this is the contrast between these two individuals. I keep addressing it as you because I imagine if you're in the collective spiritual growth, it's important to you. But this individual who's jealous of you has taken many of the shortcuts that you deemed to be a bad idea. You put the actual work in. I'm a little bit of a real estate nerd. I like looking at houses. I like seeing how people design floor plans. And I will tell you this, like there has been a definite like decline in terms of new stuff being built with like cheaper kind of like shortcut material, right? You notice a difference with some of the places that have those custom touches or make sure that there's like a coziness to it, right? You get good at that kind of thing over a long period of time and learning things. So I feel, even though this isn't about property, I feel like this is because you've been able to change, you've been able to adapt, you've been able to end things when you need to in order to make sure that what you were building was the strongest foundation, right? Was the most attractive home with some actual hardwood floors. You know, like there was a focus on like expediency for the Fool in the reverse, the person who's jealous of you, the Queen of Cups in the reverse. They were just kind of like, where's the big red easy button? I just want like everything and I want it right now. You're the type to put in the work that not everyone's going to appreciate, but the people who notice the details will be like, okay, so this person knows what they're doing, right? Seven of Wands in the reverse. The Five of Cups and the Two of Swords in the reverse. So there's this regret that this individual has because they did not take a risk, they played it safe, or they even like fumbled an opportunity. For some of you, this could be a person who literally does look at you as the one that got away. I wish that I had treated you better so that I didn't miss out on the opportunity to share in that life with you. And of course, for others of you, this is more of a competitive, like, I thought I was going to do better than you kind of thing. Or I feel like I should do better than you. We keep getting this Five of Swords, and we did get the Five of Cups as well. I think this is someone who spends a lot of time thinking about how things should have done more for them, or people should have been kinder to them, or they should have gotten paid more. Grievances, you know, thinking too much about the past and not being able to put that energy into something that is more effective and more about what you can build in the future. And there's that Knight of Swords in the reverse energy again. So this is why this person hasn't been able to be as successful or accumulate certain things in their life that they are able to see that you are now accumulating or building for yourself. So this jealousy, it's something that is going to challenge them to look within and realize that it's their own doing. It's not just that you get things handed to you on a silver platter, right? Hierophant in the reverse and the Five of Wands in the reverse. We've got someone who, I feel like this is your energy, who's just kind of like, you know, sometimes I don't always follow the rules, or sometimes I do things that people don't expect, but I also feel like I need to make sure that that aligns with who I want to be and my plans for the long term. So even though people may have disagreed with some of the ways that you approach things, I don't feel like you're out here trying to compete. You don't want to compete with this person, or you don't want to argue with this person. I'm not sure they can say the same. I think they want to yell at you for getting things that they want. What else? Ace of Wands. And the Seven of Cups. With the Queen of Wands in the reverse. Probably should have called that one out early on because it would be the card that, in my opinion, best embodies insecurity or jealousy. So they may try to hide it, but I think at the end of the day, this is, you have more opportunities, you have more positive things happening for you, or it seems like you don't even have to like try and things just go well for you. But again, they don't understand the work that you have been doing because that's not work that seems to be very familiar to them. You know, like, what are you talking about? Ego, death, what? What is that? I don't think they would be super familiar with some of the things that you have felt were very essential to work on. So there we have the Ten of Cups again. The fact that you are able to let go of difficulties or get over perhaps a breakup or some disappointments in family, whatever it might be, but still go on to build a happy life. Find the right job, find the right place for living, and, you know, find the right partner, get some pets, have some kids, whatever it is. They're upset because they haven't been able to plan ahead the way that you have. So with the Ten of Swords in the reverse, they may feel like you've been able to come back from a difficult period in your life where they felt like they had an edge on you. Like, I'm doing better than you. I'm the, you know, person in the relationship who makes everything happen, or I'm like the favorite child. Whatever it is, now they can't really say that because you've been able to make some changes. This is the Gold Foil Tarot. And I should probably also apologize because at some point I know my washer and dryer sounds are going to be obnoxious. So it might be a little bit of a shorter reading today. I didn't mean to start my washer and then just like out of habit I did. Oh well, these things happen. It makes a horrible noise at the end, so forgive me. We've got the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse and the Queen of Swords in the reverse. My. Okay. And we also, at the beginning, had the Queen of Cups in the reverse. This is somebody who is hurting, and they like to blame others for that hurt. They don't want to resolve this. It's like, this is a crutch, or this is something that I use to justify my behavior. But what they really want is this Ten of Pentacles. Why don't I have the money that you have? Why don't I have the living situation that you have? Why don't I have the nice car that you have? Ten of Cups again, Queen of Cups, and Temperance in the reverse. So this individual wants to do something. If they can't as easily acquire things in life the way that you do, they want to cause some instability. They want to cause some drama or find it a little bit less obnoxious to them that you have all of these things. So maybe I can make your home life difficult. Maybe I can get your family to be mad at you. Maybe I can spread some gossip about you. There's this desire to make it seem like what you have isn't so great after all, but through like manipulation. Hello, Monique. Hello, Zats. How are we doing? Hello, Aya. What's up? Or is it I am? We've got the Emperor and the Page of Swords in the reverse. I think for the majority of you, this is someone who is deciding that maybe what they need to do is spread some gossip about you. Maybe what they need to do is sow some sort of chaos or create some question marks as to whether or not you do things the right way or whether or not you can be trusted, because they can't really compete with you. They can't get these things that you have, and they, kind of want to like be mad about it. All right, this is What's the News. Let's see what else we've got for you. Hello, Norma. How are you doing? Hello, Stuart. Oh, I'm sorry you feel that way. I think it's always a good idea to hold back those judgments and make sure that you're able to understand a person before, making those kind of comments. We'll just say that. Hello, Mohammed. Hello, Jasper. How are you doing? Hello, John. Oh, I'm glad you're back. Jasper, I would say the most important thing is to make sure that you have the right kind of people around you. I know that seems like very external. You also have to obviously work on things within. But I think a lot of people get caught up on the toxicity around them without realizing that they could distance themselves from that. We have penny pinching coming out. So this is someone who's frustrated that you have some financial security or independence. They feel like you're able to buy things that they can't. They're also upset because maybe you are currently experiencing like a exciting era of your relationship. Maybe you just met, maybe things are heating up, maybe you just got engaged, maybe you just decided to move in. But now we have someone who feels like upset about it because, why? Because they don't have what you have. So again, don't feel like you have to avoid doing the things that you think you should do for yourself just because someone over here is jealous or feels like it should be for them. I do think that there is someone here falling in love, and as a result, that third party is getting jealous because they're like, oh great, you already have the money, you already have like a nicer car or a nicer living situation, but now you get to have like the happy relationship too. It's like it's too much for this person, especially if you are considered the black sheep of your family and this is a competitive sibling who felt like they were, everyone expected them to make more money or be like the golden child. And sometimes you have some interesting shifts in terms of family dynamics as you grow into adulthood or, middle age, whatever it is. We've got this like, I guess I didn't actually end up being that person that everyone expected me to, or I guess somehow I'm not really like measuring up against this person. Hello, Gavin. How are you doing? All right, let's get a few from the Energy Oracle. What else do we have? Yep, it happens. So we've got the Door to Spirit and Woman Holding a Heart. It is because you have moved through life with a determination to guard your genuine and vulnerable side. You haven't, you know, slipped into that toxic behavior that everyone else was demonstrating or that others were demonstrating, including this competitive energy. I feel like this person was frustrated because you didn't seem to be bothered or you didn't seem to get as invested in that competition as they did. So this door to spirit has guided you towards where you are going to be most successful. And because you listened to it and because you were willing to be perhaps a bit unconventional or really dedicated to whatever it is, now this jealous individual feels like you've been able to outpace them or you've made it difficult for them to like catch up to you. We have the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel, and hostilities. This is someone who wants to cause problems, like I mentioned earlier. They might want to make it difficult for your relationship to remain healthy by starting some gossip or trying to hit on somebody. They may try to, file a complaint or say you did something wrong in the course of your work, or even cause some problems with regards to your family or family obligations. But there's an angel here because you're protected. So even though this is somebody who feels like they can deal with their jealousy by causing problems in your life, I don't think they're going to end up being very satisfied by that pursuit. It feels to me like it would be yet another example of them wasting their energy on something when they could actually be building something for themselves, you know? Hello, Wolf. How's it going? I hope you're having a good day. So this is the Path of Shadows, and we have the Dagger. Action, bravery, and determination. Someone who knows that even though it may be a little bit tricky, even though, maybe it's a path that most people don't travel, even though maybe some people don't believe in me, I'm still going to do what I feel like I need to do, whether that is with regards to moving away from a family or pursuing a particular type of career. We have someone who made their own choices and stuck with those. But this person who's jealous, they don't really know much about themselves because so much of what their life has been is comparing themselves to other people. They kind of lost sight of what was authentically them to begin with. In this mundane world, now I roam. Inside this concrete jungle, where is my home? They don't really feel like they belong. Remember, I kept saying the Ten of Cups is about a sense of belonging. Maybe you've got better friends. Maybe you've got a better relationship. Maybe you've got better connection to your family, right? There's some animosity because you've handled things better, whether that's because you create a strategy and you're analytical, or because you're able to read the room and you understand things like empathy or emotional intelligence. This is someone who lacks the ability to fully understand how your wisdom has made things easier for you, and it's because you were willing to look in the mirror, understand who you are, and also learn the lessons regarding others. Hello, Marcus. How are you doing today? Thank you for the tip. Does Grandpa R stay close? Is he proud of how I turned out? Oh, that's a great question. I sure hope that's a yes. I'm adding that for you now, Marcus. And I would say we've got maybe 10 minutes or so left of the general reading. I might cut it a little bit short today, actually, because of the washer and dryer being a little bit loud. No problem, Marcus. Hello, official McDonald's. Hello, Joe. How are you doing? So we've got the haunted house card. This is saying, within these haunted walls, secrets reside. Ghosts are just memories that will never die. I think this is someone who peaked in high school, and I feel a little bit guilty saying that. But that's the kind of connection I have to it. You know, those folks who might have the wrong idea of what long-term happiness or success looks like. Really focused on popularity or external validation, but not as focused on purpose or what would work long-term for them. Now they're seeing how your ability to focus on things that enabled you to be your authentic self and to plan accordingly and like back up those plans with action, how you've been able to, like, your stock has risen and they haven't really been able to achieve. So, yeah, I guess they're struggling with that realization. You know, maybe I should have worked harder. Hello, Lemonade. How are you doing? Hello, God Favor. How you doing? Let's see what we've got. This is the Soul Cat Tarot. What else do we need to know? What else? We have the Seven of Cups. This is about opportunities, options, choices, and a Seven of Pentacles, two sevens. And the King of Swords. So this is your energy as well. You've got this ability to kind of surprise people or do things that anticipate trends or changes, or maybe even needing to change a location. So even though you may have been seen as kind of reckless or unpredictable, the black sheep, someone that, you know, well, I thought you were going to take this path, but you ended up changing it and we don't know what you're up to now. Now people are starting to see like the reasoning behind how you've chosen to do things and the path that you have followed or even carved out for yourself, you know? They're starting to see a little bit more, have some clarity around what you've been building or what you've been working on. In other words, maybe what you have believed to be true this entire time, other people are starting to finally understand as well. So we have the Four of Wands. This is elevation, things improving. Could be a promotion for some. It could be your business taking off. And for others, it could be getting married. But it's this sense that things are moving in the right direction when people expected it to go better for this other person, whether it's your ex or like a sibling rivalry situation. They're worried. They're like, oh, dang, do I look like the loser in this situation? Do I look like the person who didn't really deserve to be competing or sitting next to that person? What happened? Why wasn't I able to cause any problem here? Well, it's because they didn't put in the work, and you're actually like on the right path. You're serving the purpose that you're here for. So I feel like this is part of why you've got this protective energy around you and why it's more difficult for people to be able to mess with it. The success was meant to find you, even if it got delayed or even if it changed somehow in terms of how it would reach you. This person who's jealous of it isn't going to be able to mess with it. I think part of it too is you're quite adaptable as well as intuitive. So make sure you're paying attention to those little clues or signs or messages. They may advise you to keep something secret or spend less time with this person who's jealous of you. Maybe you don't spend any time with them, right? They may be at a distance. All right, let's see what we've got for Marcus's question. We've got, does Grandpa R stay close? Does Grandpa R stay close? For Marcus, please. Thank you, I am. So Marcus, we've got, yes, indeed, he does. Seven of Cups in the reverse joins the Four of Swords and the King of Pentacles in the reverse. It feels to me like there was, for a while, a little bit of confusion here that has since cleared up, and now this is somebody who is quite, like, defensive. So I feel like protective of you is the energy. And is he proud of how Marcus turned out? Oh, the Knight of Swords. Yes. I feel like the emphasis here is on your honesty and your integrity, and also decisiveness. So maybe you feel like these are characteristics that you would have in common with Grandpa R, but this is something in particular that he would be calling out. We have the Four of Cups and the Knight of Wands. I do feel like this is someone who would want to apologize to you for something that they acted a little bit too quickly regarding. So maybe a decision that was made in haste, or saying goodbye too quickly. There's an apology here for something like that. Feeling like I should have done something a little bit differently, or I should have been a little bit more clear or communicated better. So we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. This is like, I feel like I kind of had a bad situation there that I would want to correct if I had a time machine. I could go back. Aww. I hope that means it's helpful, Marcus. Seems like a pretty genuine dude here. Anything else? We've got the Six of Swords in the reverse and the Two of Wands in the reverse. I do feel like there would be some explanation here for you, that there was an unexpected like curveball, or like the road veered suddenly. This is someone who feels like I didn't really have the control that I thought I did over something. And now I feel that's something that he's well aware of. So, yeah. Aw, I'm sorry. I hope that means you still had some time to get to know him. But yeah, definitely looks out for you. Yes, indeed, Lemonade. I'm actually almost done like restocking all four of the scents, and then I have to like get my Etsy finalized. I think I'm probably at like 70%. I need to take some quality pictures and then I'll put them on the Etsy site. But for those of you that were part of the test group, if you need some more, feel free to hit me up for a couple more. All right, let's see. I might actually kind of call this one a little bit short because of my ineptitude in waiting for the washer. But I will be back this afternoon. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for hyping the video. I'll see you on the next one. Toodles.